everyone, and welcome back to Here Be Dragons. It's just me right now. Was originally going to be joined by John and Emily this week. Emily had some personal things come up and is unable to join us. Hopefully, we'll have her back real soon. And I'm not sure where John is at all, but yeah, so it's just me right now. And hi, everyone. I'm Stev. You guys know me. We went to Con of Thrones last weekend, which is why we didn't stream last weekend. And a lot of you were there. I don't know about a lot of you, but some of you were there. I know Laura and Kate were both there. That was fantastic seeing them. But yeah, I would really hoped to have a couple other people on here to talk about it with rather than just me talking to you, because you guys know I hate streaming by myself. Yeah, so I don't know how this is going to go right now. I'm a little uncomfortable, because yeah, it just but it is what it is. I will say this, it was a great weekend. Not everything was perfect. The weather was far from perfect, but what are you going to do? It was April in Ohio. It could have been worse. Arston Whitebread, you were there. Who are you? How do I know you? Yeah, because, okay, so let's see. Laura was there. Good friend of mine, Laura. Kate was there. Apparently, Arston Whitebread was there. I know William was there, and Asha Yara was there. So yeah, there were quite a few of us. And again, weather not great. The fact that the hotel was undergoing renovations, not great. But you got to do renovations sometimes, and we were there. Yeah, we were there when they were doing renovations, so it is what it is. Yep, Bloody Ben Blackwood. That's Scott. He was there. Saw him several times throughout the weekend. And yeah, there were. It's hard. Yeah, again, it's so much easier if I have somebody to bounce off of conversationally. Anybody want to jump on? I'll send you the link. Just let me know. But yeah, for me, one of the highlights. I mean, beyond getting to see all of my friends who I never get to see, was the hedgehogs or groundhogs, or what? They're not hedgehogs, they're groundhogs, and they are so cute. They will eat out of your hand. We named them Pineapple and Nutsack based on what they want, what pizza topping they were most interested in eating, as well as the other one was being a real jerk and running Pineapple away from the pineapple. But yeah, they'll practically eat out of your hand, and they're very cute, and it was great. When I go to a convention, I am not a person that spends a whole bunch of time oh man, I got derailed. My train of thought got derailed because I'm reading the chat. Yes, the cats are also top tier. But yeah, just very cute animals. The location is actually really nice. It's just we were there at a time when a few things lined up to make it less than perfect. But yeah, I don't go to a lot of panels. I don't sit still very well. Anybody that's been around me knows that I'm not a sit still kind of guy, which is why like a 2-hour live stream is about all I can handle. But yeah, I think my favorite panel, though, was the Sanry Scribbles live. If you were there, you know it was chaos the whole time. Which reminds me, I got this. This was drawn live, and because I guessed what it was, I got it. So, yeah. This was drawn in about 14 seconds, and this is a self-portrait of Sanrixian, and I was like, she's got the mole. That's how I knew it was her. Oh no. Groundhog tipped over your ramen on the porch. Well, they're not known for their manners. What can I say? I got a lot of good stuff though. Emily got me a T-shirt. I'm not wearing it right now. It's actually in the laundry, but it's a D&D shirt and it's got a big D20 on it, and it just says you can certainly try. And anybody who's a D&D friend of mine understands that that is very much my vibe. I will let you attempt to do whatever you want, however ridiculous it is. Okay, William, I'm going to send you this link right now, okay? Should I send it to you on Slack? Is that good? I'm going to send it to you on Slack. Where is it? There you are. Okay. I've sent you the link, sir. And thank you for joining because, again, how do I feel about the Hedge Knight spinoff? Okay. Cece, this is an excellent question because I don't know enough about it. Here's the thing. There's no story I want more than Dunk and Egg, but there's also no story I'm more scared of its adaptation than Dunk and Egg because I care as much about it as I do. I have always maintained that the show should be animated because it lets you see some of the dreams that Dunk has. It also lets you cast a person, you can cast a person based on their voice, not their physicality, because Dunk needs to be huge. So how do I feel about it? Cautiously optimistic, like I am with most things. Until I see a reason to think it's going to be bad, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I know you and me, we both love Dunk a whole heckin' lot. So yeah. See, a lot of people are agreeing with me, and I did see who you are, Mister Whitebeard. You said Mister Asha, not Yara, but I got you. Yeah, you're agreeing with me that it should be animated. And Asha, you got a great question here. What was my favorite panel and my favorite cosplays? So my favorite panel was the Sanri Scribbles, just because of the pure madness that it was. It was a lot of fun. But my favorite cosplay. Okay, so there were two. Okay, there were several that were fantastic, but like if you make me laugh, it's going to work every time. And so Mr. J, Justin, Mr. J on Twitter, he had like this inflatable dragon that he would walk around in, and his legs were the dragon legs, but then it looked like he was mounted. So he was doing a, oh gosh, was it Damon Blackfire cosplay? It was hilarious. And then, yes, but Bloody Ben Blackwood has nailed it. Kermit Tully was just the funniest damn thing. I died. I couldn't. You know what? Honorable mention to Fat Pink Mask, though. That was pretty also hilarious. I didn't see Cocaine Bear, so somehow I missed that one. But it was, yeah. You're not wrong. Chuck is amazing every year. I didn't even know that was him until he told me after I saw him out of costume. I didn't realize that was Chuck playing Kermit. I always know him as the guy getting his eyes gouged out. He's got a pair of goggles that looks like he's had his eyes gouged out, and he cosplays Oberyn. Oh, what about you? What was y'all's favorite panel? There was so much going on this weekend, and so much that I missed because when I first got there, I was still having a back problem, and I was really tired much of the weekend, so I didn't stay up late. Like even the night of the like karaoke, I went to bed early. I danced and I danced and I danced on Fat Night, but then it didn't take long for me to get too tired for that. Hi, William.
Hello,
buddy.
How's it going? I made it.
You did, and I appreciate you.
Is it just you?
Yep. Kelly is doing laundry right now.
Oh,
Which I was going to be doing, and then here I'm helping. I'm jumping on here to talk about what was a really fun weekend.
yeah, you are correct. Mother Royne, Sanrixian was Darkstar. There are several pictures to prove it. They're out there. So yeah, William, we hung out all weekend.
We did.
How was it for you? Because you were there last year as well.
Yes,
So
I did.
You know what? Let's do that. Compared to
Okay.
last year, how was it?
Let's see. I was more involved in the activities compared to last year. I went to more panels, hung out with, had a good game night a couple times, and just it was fun. I was able to go to the dance this year too, and enjoyed that. I enjoyed
Many
dancing.
rugs were cut.
Exactly. The music could have been a little more, breakdowny. Could have gotten into that a bit better, but I definitely enjoyed being there and seeing everybody. Always a good excuse to dress up, which I like to take advantage of.
Yeah, I love that about the con. And yeah, you danced a little bit? I saw you and Kelly were dancing for sure.
Oh yeah, we were there.
But we also had our circle where
people kept coming and going, and yeah, it was a good time. The balloons were a little annoying because they kept getting where I was going to step on one and pop one.
Do it. Don't be scared. Yeah, I only went to about 3 panels all weekend, maybe 4, if you count the meet and greet with Learned Hands podcast and Sanrixian doing her scribbles. None of them were really focused on the story. It was all about the people. And honestly, okay, nobody crucify me, but I don't care about A Song of Ice and Fire that much anymore. I just don't.
Is this after the show came out? Did it ruin it?
I mean, it's been on the cool it's been cooling really since the show ended. But I continue to love the people so much, and it's not like I don't care, but I don't care like I used to. So when I go to Ice and Fire Con, I'm there for the people, not for the content, really. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I feel like the content has been the same now since the last book was published. What, 15 years ago? I'm not quite up on the exact dates. It's like you can only kind of conjecture so much before people just kind of lose interest. You kind of hear the same arguments over and over again.
Yeah, and that's despite still loving it.
Yes. Kelly's gotten me into. We just finished The Feast for Crows, and we just finished the Dunk and Egg short stories.
Oh man,
and I really enjoyed those. That was my favorite Ice and Fire so far.
So somebody was asking a moment ago, Cece, Mrs. Duncan the Tall, was asking a moment ago about my thoughts on the Dunk and Egg story. You have a take on that?
All 3 combined?
Yeah, or the adaptation that's coming.
Oh, see, I don't know anything about the adaptations coming up. That's coming out. Oh, you got a weird background image there.
Nope. That's John's.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Well, StreamYard just remembers the last one.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really know anything about the adaptation. I guess my thoughts on going from the books to the stories is that the books themselves are such of a small piece of the overall tale of Dunk and Egg, and besides we do need to see that first short story live, because it of course introduces all the characters, but I almost feel like the other 2 are not necessary. We don't really need to have those reproduced in the show, and I feel like the show could go with any of the other stories, could kind of fill in more of the gaps on the background of the 2 characters, maybe as one either older or younger, maybe even kind of like a Witcher season 1, where they're kind of bouncing around through time. I feel like that could be a kind of interesting narrative structure for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree in theory, but always more Dunk and Egg for me. That's my big have you considered the opposite of what you're suggesting, which is more? Because I love that big die.
Mm-hmm. Dunk's a lunk. Yeah. It was this he's a very adorable character, kind of bumbling, but still somehow becomes the greatest knight that ever lives, and we don't really get to see that. Like he in the three stories we get of him, like he makes vast mistakes and really only survives because he is enormous. Like all three of the fights that he gets into, he wins not because of skill, but because of he's big enough that he can overpower the guys.
Yeah, but he gets people on his side, which
that too, yes,
saves him.
It's because he's nice. He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
like he's a true knight.
Normally get. So really, the question is, should it be animated, and why is the answer yes?
Okay, I could see that. I feel like that could be a good way to approach it. We already have plenty of live action remakes between the show and now the other show that's on right now, which I'm blanking the name on for some reason. But I could see that. I know I want the Dresden Files whenever they make that to be animated, so I could definitely see that this being a good opportunity to do that as well. It'll keep the budget lower.
Yeah, and there are some dream sequences that will allow you to have more vividly portrayed. Dunk has dreams, and we see them. And then, but it also, you don't have to cast a 15-year-old that's 7 feet tall. You know what I mean?
That's true too.
Those are few and far between.
Like you gotta, finding the right actor to play that role would be a challenge. He's what, he's 6'11", I think we learned in the second short story. So he is, There are not many people out there that would be able to fit the role and then also be able to.
Yeah, and I mean, you can still make him shorter than that, but you're still looking for a very tall person.
Yeah.
Okay, so counterpunch. You know what? Asha says there was a great technical panel from Yoke Boy on podcasting, which I did not go to, unfortunately. I was probably too busy chasing groundhogs or playing a game or socializing out at the cabins, That's the thing with the convention, though. There's never enough time to do it all. So I learned to stop being salty about what I didn't get to do a long time ago.
You got to pick and choose.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just like, you just got to make your peace with the fact that you can't do it all.
I made it to a fair number of panels. I had to pull up the list to remember them. I wasn't able to get there until Friday evening, so I missed all the Friday panels. But let's see, Saturday, what did we hit? It took me a few minutes to even dig up what I remember.
Were you at the Learned Hands meet and greet?
Was I? That's the lawyers.
Yeah, that's the lawyers.
Okay. You see here, I am not tied in with the community at all.
I know you're not.
I go to see you. I go to see Kelly, Laura,
you're there
Kate,
for the people
Nessie,
the same as me, really.
Aaron, Paul. So I'm there to see Maura was there this year. I had a great time hanging out with her. We actually, Nessie, Maura, Kelly, and Paul and I went out and hung out for 3-4 hours to play Call of Cthulhu. So it's just a good excuse to go see people.
Because I remember that was Saturday, and that was the day where I was, shall we say, struggling because of, shall we say, a party we were having.
Yes, you guys you're bouncing in and out of the room.
Right, because of things that I had. Yes, things that I had done. It was fun. It was mostly fun, but there were moments where it was less than fun.
So so the people, like I have to, I don't know the names of these people, right? So it's like okay, this group of people, like I know Kelly really was excited to see Radio Westeros. Learned Hands, like okay, they talked about law stuff, and they went around the room asking everyone to say what's your favorite legal precedent in Ice and Fire, or legal scene in Ice and Fire, and I'm like the second person or third person that has to give something. I'm like, I read the first 3 books 10 years ago. I just finished A Feast for Crows and Dunk and Egg. I haven't even started.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna hold your feet to the fire or anything.
I know, but I had to come with something. So thankfully, I came up with the Battle of the Seven and the Dunk and Egg novels. I felt like that was
Oh
that was
yeah,
a
and
fun
again,
time.
I was like Dunk as well because he's my guy,
Yeah, thankfully you were after me, so I could take the credit of coming with that first.
Right. But yeah, that was a good panel too. It was fun.
I enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Our friends Kate and Laura won a Hand of the King bottle opener as well as a gavel. Which one of you has the gavel? I think Kate has the gavel. Am I right?
Guess,
I'm not sure.
Laura's gonna have to post that in.
There, I saw them in the chat earlier. Somebody will tell me who's got the gavel.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it was a good time. Mother Royne asked, "Did I get fed by Sanrixian?" I did, but you know who feeds even better than Sanri? And I'm sorry, Sanri, I love you, but Emily of the Eyrie will feed you like she's your Italian grandmother, you know. There you go. Laura has the bottle opener. Kate has the gavel. Nice.
Okay. Oh yeah, one panel I enjoyed was the Good Gal Melisande.
Oh, I was there for that one too.
Yeah.
That's one of the like actual panels I went to.
So it seemed like they had. Oh, Kelly's gonna say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Can you hear her?
Do you want to tag out?
Huh?
Do you want to tag out?
Do you want to tag in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Kelly wants to tag in here.
Okay, cool. Get in here.
Oh boy.
Hey, friendo.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. We're just chilling. Got a lot of people in the chat. We're just reminiscing about last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you got any stories you want to tell? Like, what was a highlight panel for you?
Like the one that William was just talking about, the good girl or good guy Melisandre. That was hosted by Mary and from Learned Hands and Lady Gwyn from Radio Westeros.
Yeah,
Hi,
like
there was another good one that I think it was characters that have been imprisoned, and that was hosted by, I remember Sean Pink was hosting that one, and there was there were a couple of other people I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Again, I don't panel a lot, you know.
I feel like I'm trying to make it to class in like in college. I'm trying to make all my classes, trying to make it from panel to panel sometimes.
Yeah, dude, I'm on vacation. I'm not going to class.
That's a good way to go about it.
If I want to show up because I'm interested, and I did, you know, real talk, I showed up. Or like a friend would say, "I'm nervous. Can you come and sit in the audience?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that, of course." And I did that a couple of times over the weekend. I'm not saying what, who, where, when, how, but you know, there were a couple of people that just said it would feel better if I saw a friendly face I knew sitting out there.
Yes. Yeah. Girl Nettles hosted a couple of panels that I saw as well.
Okay, let's circle back to cosplay for a second, because I was asked earlier about my favorite cosplays, and I was like, the one where Justin was dressed as like Damon on his red dragon, or the Kermit Tully or whatever.
Yes.
But like, y'all, the Girl Nettles.
Yeah, she had two completely different costumes that I was so envious of.
Yeah, like any room she walks into, I'm like, you're just making everybody look bad.
Who cares?
I mean, I don't really care, you know.
Yeah, she was just so wonderful.
She makes everybody look bad, and she looks good doing it, you know. She's just, she's a fantastic costumer, and like, her attention to her makeup to complete her costume is always just top notch.
Yes,
we love a Girl Nettles around here.
Yeah, she was hosting another panel that I saw that was hosted by Sean, or another panelist was Sean Pink. I think it was supernatural elements in Ice and Fire, or they were just talking about, I guess, magic in general. But talking about different elements of magic, high fantasy, and low fantasy. So that was a really cool panel that I'm glad I made it to. Because there were some panels where I'm like, I don't know, do I want to go? Do I want to, go to the other side of the building and see this? But it's always worth it. Unfortunately, I did not make any of the fan meetups for Radio Westeros and History of Westeros. I got to the Learned Hands fan meetup, which I was sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Poor William, we have not gotten around to listening to any of the Learned Hands, and I keep talking them up.
Legal analysis of this story.
Every spare hour we crammed with Song of Ice and Fire audiobooks. So there were like, when it comes to podcasts or like supplemental material.
The supplemental stuff is just if you care about that,
And he does. William loves it. Is loving the story. And he joined the rest of us in misery, waiting for answers to our endless questions. So
he got no room to talk. I mean, I understand you can be impatient, but I think I remember listening to the first episode of Radio Westeros podcast, the first ever episode of Radio Westeros, and they start off with like, "Oh, this is just a thing we're gonna do while we wait for Winds of Winter."
Yes. Oh, I remember we were such sweet summer children.
And that was what, 2016 or 15?
I remember, I think Nauticast and History of Westeros were going to do the chapter analysis, but History of Westeros opted for the multiple chapters at a time for each week, whereas Nauticast was just going one single chapter by single chapter. And History of Westeros, of course, they blew through it. And then they blew through, the Dunk and Egg novels, Fire and Blood, and now it's just like, okay, George, okay. Yes, Jess, misery loves company.
It does. And the thing
we're Lady Mysaria.
So, because of morbid curiosity, I had to check. Episode 1, Aria of Gift of Mercy, Radio Westeros, was posted 8 years ago. July 2nd, 2014.
Oh, wow. I was so young.
We were all so young. God, that was strong.
Well, July 2nd is my birthday, too. So I'm just I'm thinking back to that. Like, what in the world was I doing that year?
9 years ago, you were a wee bab.
Wee babby.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, y'all. I did not get a full night's sleep last night. I worked real late, and then I had to be up early because coffee club, and then I had to play D&D, which I killed someone today.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. They're fine.
All right.
Yeah, they're making a new character, but character went down in one of our games today, and they're gone.
Rip.
It was a fun opportunity though to like really see how it affected the rest of the party, and like they were actually in mourning. They went through the process of like preparing for burial and stuff like that. It was really cool.
Oh man.
And like the reflections in character of their own mortality and thinking about, it was good. It was a good time. And
good little group therapy session.
And their new character is somebody like that was the first character they ever made, and they were like,
oh no, that's a special kind of grief.
It is, but at the same time, they're really super excited about their new character. So I'm just like, you know what? It's kind of a win-win. What I'm saying is you should kill people.
Yeah, that way people can try again.
That's right.
Now do something else. Try something else.
Right. Well, they went out like a hero too. Like,
oh, good. Was it a last stand kind of thing?
No, but they were basically raiding a prison.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Anyway, you should hire me for your D&D game.
Yes.
Not you, Kelly. You. You know, link in the description. Very top link, actually.
Are we playing Blades in the Dark this week?
Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
You know what? You look well rested.
yeah, there really is no getting around the fact that I fell asleep.
No, there isn't. You're here though.
Really sorry.
You know what? I've been. It's all right. I went for a little while by myself, and then William jumped on, and now Kelly's tagged in. And John, you take the wheel. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I was already running minutes behind, and then I was like, "There's nobody here. Emily is not here. Emily is not well." So
Okay.
we're gonna have
recovery. Everybody
John,
needs to recover from something.
I'm putting you in the driver's seat. I'll be back in a minute.
Great.
I've talked too much for the last 35 minutes.
Great. Having just woken up and so groggy and
Kelly, you're in charge.
Oh my gosh.
You're the captain of this ship. You know what's fun though, John?
What?
And Kat, I played a boat-themed game with Kelly at Con of Thrones, and she won. To the surprise of nobody. Even though it was like spatial awareness and mastery, she still won because boats.
No. It is one of my there are a few other shippy games that William has made me play, but I did not win them. But still it's a lot of fun.
I will say, like, one of my absolute favorite parts of the weekend was just sitting around with you guys and playing games. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's what it was all about, just being there with you guys. I was very excited that I got to, like, I was more social, like, outside of the group, and I talked to, like, new people. But there just really was no beating being with you guys and laughing and having
well, first, like, John really, like, slayed at what do you mean? That was unfair.
Yes,
like,
it's all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that was not what I meant. As to why that was so much fun, but it helped.
We had fun watching you win, John. I know I did.
No, like, it was because I normally do really bad at that stuff, which, you know, is fine because it's not the point, you know, it's just laughing and goofing around. But I have to admit, it did fill me with a bit of glee to not necessarily
get murdered,
not necessarily to win each time, but just to hear the exclaims of frustration and anger from you guys. Not anger, but, you know, getting little
like, John again.
Again?
Was a good time.
Yeah. I was supposed to say you hung out while we were playing as well. Many times we would bust out games and John would just be there hanging out.
Yeah,
What
Well,
and
and
watching you guys play Call of Cthulhu?
Well, that was one of the things, well, especially I know on, like, Sunday, you guys were playing some stuff that I just was, like, not going to be able to to get into, and it was nice to just sit there and, like, just watch you guys. And
that was the Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, like, I think on maybe it was the last night, like, the whole weekend runs together on
Yes.
but on the last night, I think I was like, no, I'm just gonna hang back and watch you guys do it. And then it took like a minute, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
bring me in.
What we were playing Red Flags, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kate and Laura want to make Red Flags Gilmore Edition. I'm sure you could,
especially since Kate and Laura just covered Unrequited Love
yes,
on their podcast, Gilmore Way.
In 2 parts.
What about Red Flags Jane Austen edition?
That would be fun too.
So, question: how many of these did everybody find?
None. I saw some people have them, or it was like near somebody when they found them, but I did not find any.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
don't
sure
even-
like we picked up a few that someone else had picked up and was like, I don't want this stuff in here, and put it back down.
Wait, put that back up again, because
So
yeah, I didn't see any of those the whole weekend. So.
they're full of cute little goodies. Some had candy in them. I think one or two pieces of candy. Some cute stickers. Here's one that says Mother of Dragons.
Nice.
Another one. This looks like a dire wolf. I don't think that's a Sanrixian sticker, but
I don't
yeah,
think it is.
they got stickers in them and little
Yeah.
individually wrapped
I've got
candies.
more stickers than I know what to do with.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
did you
stickers
guys-
are ridiculous.
Did you guys show off Cassie's beautiful the stickers, the ones that she drew for Mama Sand?
I don't
Oh
know
my
if I
gosh,
know
I
about
don't
these
know.
stickers.
So you're talking about reflective rambling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Not that I
Didn't
know
Reflective
of.
Rambling made stickers.
Because like the Sanrixian drew a couple for Jeannie, and then Cassie did a couple as well. If I hadn't already missed a whole half hour of the stream, I'd run and go look for them.
I see Laura didn't bother looking. Laura and Kate probably didn't bother looking.
But they're absolutely beautiful.
I'm
And
sure they are. I mean, Cassie is a very talented artist.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, like to get a
Hi,
closer
Laura.
look at what, hi Laura. To get a closer look at what you were holding up, I just put the stream in full screen, and now I can really see the bags under my.
So this is
It's
something
fine.
I did find though. It's not really for me, but I found it and it's mine. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Oh,
turn-
the green is like, or
It's
the
not really
lion
green.
is.
It's yellow, but it
Okay.
sure is hating. It sure is hating it.
Yeah, the green's
Let me
green.
just turn off my virtual background for a hot second.
Yeah, I think I remember when you found that,
Yeah,
because
It's
'cause-
cute and very well done as well.
yeah, it is really well done, and it's like a 2-inch by 2-inch little canvas. You know.
Yeah, it's a canvas and it's stretched on a tiny wooden frame.
Mm-hmm. And it's hand painted. Like you can.
Very cute.
You can actually see if you look at it from like you can see the texture of the paint. So like
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
I am gonna actually
Look at Ryan.
step off for 30 seconds because
Okay.
I also wanted to get something else to show.
Do what you got to do, man.
So yeah, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. We got there was good stuff.
I don't have like handy swag like within reach.
I've got me a
like
handwritten note. You guys
the-
don't get to read it, but I've got a handwritten note from a friend. That was very nice.
Oh my god! Yeah, all the stickers,
All of them.
all the stickers forever. Oh my gosh!
But you know what I got more of than anything? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
There we go.
Okay, hold up. You're getting a whole. There we go.
Oh gosh! There we
There
go.
you go.
Yep. Ah, there we go. There's a Sanrixian.
Yeah,
Great
I have this.
Tywin is
I
dead.
have that. Do
Yeah.
I need
Let's see. Oh, learned hand sticker.
to?
Yay!
That's a good one.
Yep. And lots of history Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Hot D. Everybody wants that.
Yep. Everybody likes their D hot.
Black Fire Club. Ah, yeah. Radio Westeros.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
There were people walking around with Black Fire Club t-shirts all weekend that were in the style of the Hellfire Club from Stranger
Things.
And I
Yep.
was just like, I love that so much. I want that really
Yeah,
bad.
those were cute. Did y'all hear me? Y'all were cute in your little black fire. T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I had to have Williams, very quickly absorb was the Dunk and Egg novels, specifically so that he is introduced to the concept of the Blackfires
Mm-hmm.
and the Blackfire Rebellion.
John, you're muted.
That's cute.
There may be one more of these. I'm not sure, but these are at least 2 of the stickers that Cassie.
Oh, okay. Those are
I loved
cool. No, I don't have any Kitta stickers.
Oh
I
my
did.
gosh. Yeah, I'm jealous now. Oh, they're so
Cassiopeia, where are my
cute.
stickers?
Absolutely gorgeous. I was so excited when I saw it, and it really kind of Cassie couldn't be there, but yeah, and she was there in spirit anyway. But that just I was like, oh yeah, that's so great. And also
Laura wants to shout out Julie Beth for the musical entertainment. Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
Sir Julie Beth.
Sir Julie Beth of Tarth, one of our patrons. Also, while we're here, I need to shout out another one of our patrons who doesn't get a shout out every week, but that's Paul H., who ran to and from the airport enough times to impress me greatly and never complained once and was happy to do it. Paul, you're a freaking hero, man.
Yeah, MVP.
I'd never be able to do that with a smile on my face, and he did. It's I'd
You'd do it, but you wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, I could pretend to be okay with doing it, but he was a real trooper, and then just so and did seem genuinely happy to do it. And thank you, Paul.
Yes,
we love you, brother. We love you, man.
I got to chat with him about. Oh God, yeah, I can really tell. I've just woken up because I can't remember. Coen Brothers movies. Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, and so I'm probably gonna draft him onto my channel now.
Yeah, go ahead and twist his arm real quick.
Yeah.
Nessie has been wanting to do an "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" stream for ages, so maybe I'll get him on to do that.
Get me on and I'll sing to you.
Yes, yeah, that'll finally be when you can belt out the whole song.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I was gonna do karaoke night, but I started to feel not great, and so we actually went out to the cabins to see if anything was happening out there, because karaoke wasn't really doing anything yet, and then by the time it was, I was too tired. But we were walking back. Oh, there she is,
Yay!
Julie Beth. We love a Julie Beth around here. We were just talking really great about you.
You were amazing.
All the musical entertainment. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And nice to me. Every time I saw you, you were just eager to give me a big hug, and we love you so much.
Yeah, because if you look literally 2 messages above where you said Laura was shouting you out for the music, and then we were also shouting out Paul for the runs. And hey, let's the Green Bard. I don't know him very well, but he was right there with you the whole time making music, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and you guys were fantastic at the what do we call it? Not the talent show, but I guess that's what it was. The performance contest or whatever. You guys were fantastic. So, which by the way, so many.
Musical?
No, not the musical.
No, okay.
Because I missed the musical.
It was like a cosplay performance contest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The musical was a whole other thing.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing Julie Beth. Me and Green Bard randomly met last year. Yes. Music brings us together.
It's universal language.
Mm-hmm. It's the glue of the universe.
But yeah, I did belt out the first verse of Man of Constant Sorrow in the parking lot for John. Because that's what I was gonna do at karaoke. Except I partied a little too hard for karaoke.
Yeah. as evidenced by how heartily you were belting it out the parking lot. I was like so pleased, and
So it wasn't terrible. I was actually halfway okay.
like,
that no orange juice was murdered in the parking lot. That's what
Right.
he's.
that too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, like I've been like, I really was controlled in my intake of orange juice this weekend because, of course, you know, it's alcohol, so you got to be careful with that. But Stephen had pressured me into getting another orange juice to put in the fridge, and I only needed one. So yeah, it's shocking compared to the 50 that I downed last year.
I'm glad you showed some restraint for once, John.
Yeah. Hey, I'm also drinking water. Normally I would be having coffee, but I'm drinking water right now. Did not make coffee for this stream at all. Okay, so here's what I want to do right now. I actually want to do the mid-roll now because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to string out this conversation, to be honest with you. You know,
I would also say that I am not medicated, so I'm just kind of like trying really hard. We had like a little road trip this morning. We just got back this afternoon, so it's like our napping hour, and now we're doing like laundry and house cleaning and everything, and then all of a sudden William's like, "Can you go get laundry? I'm gonna hop on." So
that was very kind of him to come to my rescue, and very kind of you to help.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
yeah. But yeah, if you need to go do stuff, go do stuff. And hey, if you're
I'm just gonna go grab some water. So I'm gonna mute.
And if you're watching and you were there at the con and you want to come on, just tell me. I'll send you the link. It's fine. Come join us. Yeah,
that was my nightmare scenario, because not only did I fall asleep and run late, but then your planned guest wasn't here, so I'm so sorry.
Well, I did, like, if you go back and watch the very beginning of the stream, I did swear and curse and like vow vengeance upon your family. So,
but that was completely unrelated to this.
Right.
You were just
just the normal amount of like cursing your lineage. But yeah, okay, so mid-roll real quick, all right? So mid-roll goes like this. We are a YouTube channel, which means I want you to like and subscribe. Okay. We also have patrons, and they are amazing people. They are helping keep this thing going, and I love them all. I'm having some acid reflux or something. Our Great Worm patrons are Ridiculous Ed Tollett and Lord John Bronsteen the Wise. And our Elder Dragon patrons are the Cloaked One of the Underworld, Ryan Stavka, the Russian Quartermaster, Reflective Rambling, Arch-Maester Emma, Kate, Mistress of the House of Books, Jared Kozal, Doctor of Dragons, Lady Maura of Starfall, and Lady Rita, the Unbound. Thank you, patrons. We love you. If you want to be a patron, there's a link down in the description. There is also a link in the description for my Start Playing, which is what I use to run Dungeons and Dragons professionally. I will be your dungeon master. I will give it. It will be good. I promise not to kill your character for no good reason. And if you do die, like somebody did in one of my games today, we're gonna fast track you to getting right back into play. Because real talk, I killed somebody in D&D today, John, and they have a new character already, and that was like part of the story by the end of it.
Yeah, the way I read it on Twitter was that it was merciless and within 20 minutes.
It did happen. Like, they started off with rolling death saves because we ended in the middle of the session. But yeah, and it is what it is, you know. But it made for a great story, and it gave them time to come to the terms that it might have. Anyway, I digress. That's for another time. So, but on the topic of D&D, I think next week I would like to talk about next week is Mother's Day. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Should we not do something on Mother's Day, or should we do something specific for Mother's Day? John, I'll leave that up to you. It'll be
Well, it's interesting. It depends on if Nessie wants to come on or not. Given that it's Mother's Day, maybe she
Right.
does.
Yeah,
Because I did have a notion to talk about season 2 of Star Wars Visions, which has a lot of mother themed.
okay. Well, I still have a notion to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons movie too. So, like, there are things that are being all right. We're discussing. We don't know what next week's going to be, but soon we'll probably talk about Visions, and soon we'll probably talk about the D&D movie.
I will say I haven't yet seen.
If you don't watch it, we'll go on without you.
No. Here's the thing, Steven.
You're getting left behind.
Yeah, no. If you want to talk about it, I'm gonna watch it and prep for it.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely do that. And
Well, it's not like it's a fun movie. You know, it's not like you're not going to at least have some level of fun with it.
oh yeah.
Next Saturday night, I will be playing the last session of the first character I ever made. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I'm gonna be
Is
saying
that like
goodbye.
retiring, basically.
Yeah, it's the last session of the campaign. So, and I joined in August of 2019, so this has been a long time coming.
Ooh, that is a long time.
Yes, but John had proposed like to do a Jewolf John Webster film episode with Logan next week, but since I can't make it, he's being kind enough to schedule it for another Saturday.
Yeah, 'cause
She passed up X-Men talk for this, so I know it's very, very important.
dude, it's years of investment. So yeah.
Mhm.
So John, what are you streaming on Saturday?
Oh, that's right. Like I actually have stuff to announce.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
So man, I wish I could do like sound effects here or have one ready. I do like the the blaring sting from Ironside, which would signal that we're talking about Kill Bill next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna have AK and Eyrie on to talk about.
I love both of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna focus on Volume 1.
I was gonna ask that. Okay.
Yeah, because Eyrie and I already did a Tarantino stream in the past, which covered, among other things, both volumes of Kill Bill. So I didn't want to do like a compression again. So I want to really give those movies the time and space to fully heap love on them. Yeah, and so Volume 2 will probably end up having to wait a couple weeks because I already had stuff planned, and this was actually a change because I had a number of other things planned for next week, which didn't happen. But that's okay because there's lots of cool stuff coming up, and we'll get to Volume 2 soon enough. But next week is going to be Kill Bill Volume 1. It's in all its glory. So I can't wait to talk about it.
I haven't seen that movie in a minute. I unfortunately will not be able to be there. I'm working tomorrow or working Saturday night next week.
Guys, I'm gonna tag out. Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm tagging William in.
William's back in.
Yes.
Off the top rope.
They're gonna,
oh my God.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do the D&D movie.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of it?
Yes.
You've heard of that movie? Are you sure?
I might be seeing it again on Friday.
Okay.
This is what Tom Hanks, right?
Kelly out. Yeah, the Satanic Panic one.
Yeah, monster.
I know you're not into D&D, William. So
not at all.
Yeah, we'll stop boring you with the D&D conversation.
I'm looking forward. I'll come on try to talk about that. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
I did too. It's dumb, but I loved it. It's dumb. It's dumb in a very smart way. Like they were very smart.
That's how I would say
about
it too,
how they were dumb about things. John, is there something else we need to cram in the mid roll?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna step out for a minute, John. William, y'all can carry the conversation. I'll be back shortly, but when I come back, I actually want to talk about next year.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so I'll be back shortly. Yeah,
that was fast.
That was super fast.
Wow.
Listen, time travel here.
How are you doing, William?
Good. It's beautiful weather here finally.
Yeah,
Snap freezes. And what? Super hot down in Florida?
Yeah. If I haven't been working, I've pretty much been staying indoors because I am not one for the heat,
Yeah.
which is hilarious considering I live
live.
in Florida.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting Kelly kind of caught up on a bunch of Star Wars shows. So now then we'll be able to participate in your streams and this stream when we bring up Star Wars a little more frequently.
Nice.
We're
Yeah,
still behind on Andor. I'm looking forward to Visions.
I would love people to like. Yeah, it always feels like when I'm talking about the latest Star Wars stuff, particularly on the animated side, those streams are pretty much usually just for me because it's just not enough people end up being caught up on the latest stuff, and so the viewer numbers usually end up being low. But it's like, whatever.
I think it's hard with Disney Plus because they're just pumping out so much content. That it's easy to get lost on what new thing is coming out because we're still behind a bunch of Marvel shows, a couple of movies that recently.
You know where I stand with Marvel, so I've actually kind of just started being like, okay, I don't care if there's something in particular that I'm interested in, then I'm gonna watch it, and if I don't catch a reference to something, then so
your life is not lessened or diminished in any way.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's like, it'd be one thing if I was super invested in the MCU stuff, but since I'm not, it just behooves me to be selective with with what I take the time to watch. Like, I'm very much actually looking forward to Secret Invasion coming out.
Okay,
that looks great to me, and right down my alley. So, but yeah, but it's interesting, and we could end up actually having a Marvel conversation here, but but in a way that's kind of the way that comics are designed, is you're not necessarily expected to read everything.
I like back when the time I read Marvels the most was back when the original Civil War came out, around the original Secret Invasion, and just trying to buy and my favorite one was like the World War Hulk series, and trying to like buy all the comics related to that event was near impossible because it just, you have like the main storyline, but then you have every other like comic characters interacting in some way or another. So there's just tons and tons of stuff out there that it's near impossible to try to get all of it in even a couple volumes.
Yeah, so I think I've just kind of adopted that perspective that if it's important enough and I didn't catch it, they'll, like, if not fully explain it, at least sufficiently explain it so that I can just go along with it. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe they will just expect people to watch everything, but I can't do that. So, so yeah. But anyway, getting back on
Jaded Redhead, lots of comics, not a problem. Trying to keep them all organized. That's the real struggle. Trying to get the complete picture of a particular event.
Yeah, but then of course you got something like Star Wars where I just will soak up every tiny little thing.
Yeah, I recently went out and bought the Star Wars comic where it's like the Vader Down comic, where he's shot down and then he's surrounded by a bunch of Rebel Alliance, and like they're surrendered, and he's like, I am surrounded by fear and dead men, and proceeds to just massacre like 300 Rebel Alliance soldiers. That was good stuff.
Yeah, happy story.
It is. Well, it's another good comic I saw too when Vader learns that Luke is his son, like that he actually has a son. And that was a very dramatic moment in the comics too.
Which actually to talk more Ice and Fire concentric for a second, because I know when Stephen comes back, he wants to talk about the future. I thought I'd point out for people that hadn't gotten a chance to see it, the addition to my backdrop,
That is
which
pretty cool.
which I got as a gift at Ice and Fire Con. It's like perfect. It's 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 definitely me. I absolutely adore it, and yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you probably already talked about this some, but what was your some of your highlights of the weekend?
Seeing everyone was kind of the main highlight. I'm not a huge Ice and Fire nerd, and I'm not involved at all with the additional podcast. So it's really just kind of seeing you guys, meeting some of the people that are behind these things. Now I do kind of want to go listen to Learned Hands podcast, at least get a couple of episodes in. The dance. I like getting an excuse to dress up and moving with the music. So, and seeing Laura and Kate, always a good time.
I will say that Laura just mentioned that I acquired a dragon.
Oh yeah,
Ice and Fire Con.
Nice.
Which I have named Janaxes.
Nice. Oh, we got one too. Hey Kelly, can you go grab your dragon? Okay, Kelly says it's more of a cow. But they had some cool dragons there. I like the two-headed one. Very soft, a little overpriced, but they know their audience. They know the audience will pay for them.
Oh yeah, no, they were not cheap. There was another one that was like $20 more than this. Oh.
Yep, it's one of those like warm ones. So you can put it in the warm buddies. You can put it in the microwave and it heats up and help your neck when it's stressed. Thank you. Kate got a sibling for a cupcake. Name forthcoming. Okay, cool. You'll have to let us know when that official name day happens.
But yeah, no, it was a great weekend, and as I mentioned earlier, I was really happy that I managed to branch out and actually talk to people who weren't specifically in our group, because last year you guys, I did really well last year, but you guys were my safety net.
Yeah.
And I actually had, there were still some moments I went out to the cabins one night, and there were still some moments of me kind of doing the swaying water where I'm kind of nervous. But then it was mostly broken up by having conversations with people, and so yeah, some personal victories for me, and but it was just great being with you guys, and it went by so fast.
It really did. I could have done another day.
Yeah, I think because last year was so monumental in being not a first experience for many of us, because we had gotten together at HereBeCon, but the first con con with other people that we were getting together in, and there were people that I was getting to see for the first time, and it was the culmination of years of being like, when are we going to be able to actually do one of these things? And so as fast as it went, it still felt very huge. This year, by comparison, was a reunion, and
it was.
And so we had done this before, so it didn't have that that first time novelty, but and at the same time it went by even faster. It was very, very quick. So I remember I was leaving on Monday, and I was like, that was like a tease.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a blast nonetheless.
I know they're not hosting it next year, but man, 2 years, I think. Yeah, we'll definitely try to make it down for the whole time. This might be a good segue for Steven, but I think he stepped away again for a second.
Yeah.
Did you make it to many of the panels?
I did. Obviously, a bunch of us went to the Learned Hands meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was. I know I went to some other stuff. Let me. If I pull the list in front of me.
I gotta pull the list too. I tried on that too, then I couldn't find any of the things I actually went to. So
I didn't go to that many though, because it really was mostly about the people.
Yeah, I did go to the Quiplash on on Sunday night, and unfortunately, it was a lot of in jokes that I was not a part of, and for a lot of characters that I'd never met or read about. So I was a bit of fish out of water there.
Okay, so I know I was there for the Sandry Scribbles panel, which was a bunch of fun. God, there were a lot that I actually missed that I wanted to see. Yeah, the parade and performance contest I was there for, which I guess not technically a panel, but
I went to go get Tums.
Okay.
And then I choked on the Tums and nearly died.
Oh no.
God.
Ugh. So I was like, I'm sweating from the coughing.
Oh my God. Okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm glad that you rolled well on your survival check.
Right. I rolled a 1 on take Tums, but I did make my con save.
Okay, so and I know I was there for the Bad Boys and Mean Girls panel.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was at fewer panels than I thought I was.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm missing out on looking at half of them because I was just I was looking at it on my phone this way, and
you need to do it
the text runs together.
There we go.
Machiavelli and A Song of Ice and Fire I was at.
But yeah, you were at the Sandry Scribbles panel, John. That was a lot of just like pure madness, but fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say one of my regrets for the weekend, and this was because of various things that we won't get into in the stream, is that I didn't get to see Sandry as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that I went to the Sandry Scribbles, and I did see her a couple times when I was, I think on Thursday,
really busy.
on Thursday night.
She was just really busy entertaining folks at her cabin. She was playing host, and she was doing a fantastic job of it, by the way. And so was Emily. I didn't get to see enough of either one of them, but because they kind of took on the we're the moms, we're the house moms. Come over here and we'll.
I know, which is why I'm so bummed that Emily's not here, because I was really looking forward to talking to her more. Because especially on Thursday night, we had a moment where, and you were there, Stev, where we were geeking out with her and with a couple other people about what's the show we watched? Arcane, yeah, God.
I was going to say, if it was anything, it was Arcane, because
that's
it was the thing I won't set up about to people who haven't watched it. By the way, if you haven't watched Arcane, go watch Arcane.
No, I just loved. I loved moments like that, and got to find a way to we've already done an Arcane stream.
Yeah.
I've got to find a way to have at least 30 minutes with her, where we just talk about that show. And but
it's funny. I just went last night to look for the Jinx versus Echo on the bridge fight, just because I'm like, I need that hype in my life right now.
Okay. I haven't seen that one yet. I tried watching the first part of the first episode, and then I got pulled off into work because I was trying to watch it during a work day. We do need to get into it.
Yeah,
watch it.
Yeah, it's a cut above any other animation you're going to get your hands on.
Okay.
There's great animation out there, but this is you watch it and you're like, couldn't you have gotten something less than stellarly perfect? Anything?
Okay.
Well, because when we talked about this on the stream, there is no reason. There's not really any reason why it should have turned out that
good. I'm like, how dare you
Where do you get off?
Yeah.
There are so many ways that could have gone wrong.
Or so many
Yeah.
ways that could have just been okay, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not that, but we're supposed to be talking about the convention, I think.
Sure.
Okay, so speaking of, while we all had a good time and enjoyed ourselves, we will not be afforded the opportunity to do it the same way next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ice and Fire Con is not happening next year. Maybe the year after it will, but not next year. And we already knew that months ago, which is why we've been planning our own thing. And most of you will be at least marginally aware of what we're talking about. Here Beach Con. We did Here Beach Con last year. Next year, Here Beach Con. We have kind of a nice little spot picked out in Florida. We're aware that not everybody's going to want to go to Florida. And those are conversations we're willing to have. We've got a long time to figure this out. We do have a nice little spot picked out in Florida so far. But nothing is set in stone. We're not convinced it's even going to end up being at a beach. There are other groups who are trying to plan their things as well. Okay. And if they come and be if they come to me and we're going to do a thing in Illinois or Nebraska or whatever, I'm I guess I'm doing Here Be Corn. So. But yeah, but right now it is beach vacation. We've got down to, we know the spot where we'd be renting rooms from. It is a beachfront hotel. Okay. It's not a big classy place, but it's nice. I've seen pictures of the rooms. They're, it's a nice place. It's on the beach. It's next door to a miniature golf course. It's within walking distance of food of various types, both fast and slow food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say,
if that is a thing you would be interested in, actually, why don't you leave a comment on the comments section of this video, or contact me in some other way, because we are starting to get names for people, and it would be around the same time of year, the end of April, somewhere probably either on the Florida or elsewhere on the Gulf Coast. Maybe we're not 100% sure yet. Yeah,
I'm definitely going.
But we definitely want people who it's not a convention. We're not going to try to have panels. We're not going to try to have guests. We're just going to try to have our friends come together, an opportunity to play board games, go to the beach, get drunk, smoke a little some, have a good time. That's what we're after. And
just like last time at HearBeacon, because that was an absolute ball.
It was so fun.
And it got me into this group too. I was kind of just on the outskirts.
Oh yeah, and
I was an outlier of the part of the group, and
yeah, because that was really your introduction to the group in a way that you hadn't been a part of it before.
Yep.
Because you were my D&D buddy first.
Yep. And then you go up to me, and then you're like, "Hey, I want to hold a party with my friends."
And then I introduced you to your future wife.
You did.
You're welcome.
Definitely one of the.
You're also welcome.
We'll see what she has to say in the comments.
I like this. Here be maple moot y'all are having in
we're meeting up
at the end of this month in 3 weeks or something.
Couple 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna few of the dragon Here Be Dragons loyalists are getting together in Canada to plot the overthrow of Canadian government. Because so far we've only been plotting against the U.S. government, but we're going global.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually hosted a D&D session in modern day Toronto, or a couple like a little sequence, and so Kelly and I are going over there to check out some of the sites that we battled through, along with of course some actual other monuments as well. And then I think going over to Kate's neck of the woods and seeing her hometown, or maybe not hometown, but the town she's living in now. Looking forward to getting that tour.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And it the end of May, it ought to be plenty warm.
Yeah.
Like that's always my thing with Canada. Is I would love to go, but not when it's cold. And that was the number one thing I noticed. So 2 things happened when I got back to Texas from Ohio. First, it was 30 degrees warmer when I landed than when I took off. It was 42 degrees that morning when I took off. That's about 6 Celsius. And when I landed, it was 72, which is about what, 18 Celsius, 19, somewhere in there. Oh, no. It's over 20. It's like 22. Yeah. Anyway, it was this huge difference in temperature. And I also started sneezing again immediately.
Oh, no.
I'm like, yep, I'm back home.
Yep.
These are the allergies I remember.
Oh, now you're making me want to.
I mean, John, we want to go anyway. We're not going to make it. Unfortunately, neither John nor I will make it there. But let's see. It's going to be you and Kelly and Kate and Dan. And Potter and
Laura, Aaron, and Paul.
Laura, Aaron, and
when you
Paul.
when you posted that in Slack, William, I immediately shouted expletives.
Yeah,
because I was like, nope, no way.
Yeah, it can't happen. But like, I hope you guys have an amazing time. Thing is, it's a great group of people too. So
yeah, it is.
I'm glad we will.
I'm glad Potter's coming down. I get to meet him for the first time.
Nobody's met Potter.
It's impossible not to miss Kate since we're going to her.
Right.
Dan, I haven't seen Dan since Virginia.
I've never met Dan.
Okay.
I've never met Potter. Oh well, it is what it is.
I think you hang with Potter a lot more than the rest of us.
Well, meeting Dan comes with the price of potentially catching COVID.
Right. Depending on the circumstances.
That's
true.
According to my experience,
let's not hang that on Dan, shall we?
According to my experiences, that is 100% statistical possibility based on one data point.
Right. Must be true.
Hopefully, this will be. We'll knock it down to a 50% statistical chance of getting COVID from him after in a couple of weeks.
But I will say, I'm really regretting missing out on the chance to meet Patar. Because that's a rare thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love that guy, man. I wish I was going to meet him, but it'll
still
call
happen.
in.
Oh, by the way, I will say, I think maybe one side effect of the con this year, and the fact that like there wasn't nearly as much everybody everywhere all at once. I did not get con crud.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the same here. Like I'm honestly shocked that I haven't come down with something since I got back. And last year I think last year I don't know that I necessarily caught something while I was there. I think it was more that I had a bunch of dental issues, so my mouth was really dry going into the weekend, and I talked more than I had ever talked in my entire life. So I think those things conspired to, hence why I was like drinking so much orange juice.
Right.
But
Instax. Y'all want to see my Instax?
Sure.
So this is Nessie and Mari. And me as a dead guy, Weekend at Bernie's style. Hold up, let me give a. Can I get it to focus on this?
There it goes. Yeah, there it goes. Very nice.
Okay, the background is weird.
I was wondering what the eyeshadow stuff was for. Nice. Yeah, I like Mari's mask.
That's Masquerade Night, and yes, I am wearing. If you look closely, you can see I'm wearing some very subtle eye makeup.
It was so that was so great because when you came into the room and I was in the bathroom at the time and you said I've got some subtle eye makeup on, and I was like, I'm having a feeling I'm going to come out there and it's not going to be that subtle.
Right. Look, you know who I am. You know me.
But anyway, just finishing off what I was saying. So last year I completely lost my voice. I don't think I was because I caught something. It was just because my mouth issues, but in any case, I'm pretty sure like I was at least a little bit sick when I actually got home, if I'm not mistaken. But this year, everything went fine, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, William, do you feel any con crud?
No, I missed out on that. I think
Mhm.
Kelly got wiped out with allergies like the day or two after we got back. But otherwise, came through it.
Yeah, I'm basically used to going to a convention and then being sick for a week.
Yeah.
Like just you got people from all over, and some of and a lot of us traveled through the airport. So it is what it is,
Which, by the way, like was so frustrating because less than 1% of people are wearing a mask.
It is what it is, John.
Yeah.
Wear your mask and go on with your life,
And no, I want to say, going back to those photos, like one of the great thing we talked about, I talked about getting to talk to new people, and that included Mari, who I have not gotten that much of a chance to interact with before, and it was just a pleasure getting to know her a bit better.
Yeah, Mari's a hoot.
Yeah, and we got to talk. There's a running theme here. We got to talk about movies.
Yeah, I accidentally stole a die from Mari after Call of Cthulhu, so now I have to get over to Chicago to get this back to her.
It's a nice one too.
Yeah, it is one of the metal ones. Got a nice shiny blue. D4, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna want that back.
Yep.
I'm mad you could hold that hostage for a pretty penny.
Yeah, she'll just spend time with us. That's the hostage.
I was gonna say you wouldn't dare. Mari is a wonderful person.
Oh, and I actually met getting to talk with her. I've now met somebody who who I can actually talk about having a lot of love for the 90s Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because
Mari I know through D&D, and she is one of my, no shade to any of you who play D&D with me, but if I was going to make a professional slick produced with high tier players, Mari is on that list because she just gets it. She brings the right amount of chaos. I love her so much. She's my con buddy forever. She was my con buddy last year, and because she and Nessie were together, and Nessie was my con buddy this year, Mari was also my con buddy this year. I feel like the three of us were just we were a gang everywhere we went.
Yeah, nothing it's nothing I haven't said yet, but I just wanted to say, even though it passed by in the blink of an eye, it means so much when I get to be with you guys in person. I just, just sitting,
John,
sitting there.
That's why we go too.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy, but and I can't articulate it either, but there's a reason where it's God, I need this so much. Which is why we're already talking about next year. Again, here, Beach Con. I really am liking the idea of this place in Florida, because I looked at the prices and it's reasonable for what they're asking, and it would be off season just enough that it's not going to be super busy, But I kind of want to feel out how many people actually want to go, because I'm sure if we're we want to rent 20 rooms, 30 rooms,
right?
We'll get a good rate,
And yes, please come to me in Florida, guys.
Wouldn't be worst idea, right?
Well, also, sorry, a kind of story too. Last year they ran out, and we're very judgmental about the fact that we wanted ketchup. And this year when we went to breakfast, they had 6 bottles laid out.
They were ready. They learned from their mistakes. We'll give them that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did not have any ketchup problems this year. I'm very happy.
Orange juice problems.
Yep.
Yeah, this is true.
No orange juice homicides.
I actually rather enjoyed the food. I know, I know a lot of people were like, yeah, the restaurant's not great. And, it's not the best thing in the world.
It's fine.
But it's fine. And I will say the pizza in the bar was really good.
I will give you that.
It was good. I don't enjoy that.
Their pizza was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up my half off.
It was so funny because I ordered a pizza while I was in the bar with Kate and Laura, and I had like a fourth, and I was like, "You guys want it?" And so I passed it. I passed the rest of it off on them, and Laura was eager to oblige because I was getting ready to take it back to the rooms to you guys and be like, "Finish it off, guys." But no, absolutely delicious. And actually that was cool too, because I don't think I went into the bar at all last year because me and a bar, those two things don't quite mix.
I don't go to bars either, John. Yeah. Like if I go to a bar, it's because there's a person there that I want to hang out with, and they want to go to a bar.
And of course, they've got Game of Thrones music loaded on that jukebox. so like It was so funny just sitting in there and having Light of the Seven blare. I just wonder about the people who aren't part of Icefire Con.
Because there were people there. There were like families with children there. And we're walking around in our cosplay, bloodied or half naked, because that's what cosplay is sometimes. A lot of it's just pretty dresses or cool armor, but some of it's very sexy and some of it's very almost, violent graphic. There was a guy walking around in a giant penis costume.
I missed that one.
He was the fat pink mast. Have you read the last book yet?
Nope, I have not.
Okay. Well, you'll be introduced to that character eventually.
Okay, cool. We will be listening to it. I'm looking forward to it.
No, it just being at the performance contest and witnessing the moment when the fat pink mask came walking out. It's like, this is how I actually said out loud, I was like, this is how this is not an official HBO sanctioned event.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, like anytime Reigns of Castamere is played, I'm never not going to feel immediately uncomfortable.
Yeah, just instinctively check the exits.
Yeah.
That you don't have any children of yours anywhere in the room.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Right. Here we can get this dead space in. We can fill it with a cat. Cat.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Here we go. Boom.
Okay. There we go. Hi, Asuna. She is unhappy that I'm holding her.
Yeah, I can tell. She's like, human.
She's like, please stop.
I will destroy you.
There we go. Oh yeah. Hello.
Why must you torment me?
She almost wasn't here. Laura almost took her as a permanent resident.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Potter. I saw that too. Are you talking about the guy with the funny hat and the two sticks? Anyway, yes, we are trolling the British monarchy. It's part of what we do here.
It's a worthwhile cause.
It is. I feel like it's always worthy.
God, I'm such an idiot. I took that seriously for a second. That he was actually at a con, over there, and I'm like, of course.
Oh, Kate, that was good. Wow.
I wasn't the only. I didn't watch anything, and the only thing I contributed was a GIF on Twitter that was Renly saying, "Nobody wants you for their king," which is true.
Yeah,
it's the truth. But you can tell he's in charge because he's got the funniest hat, and he's got not one but two sticks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, guys, we've rambled and gone in circles, and I'm honestly not. I was up late last night and I worked this morning. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be opposed to cutting it short, John. Unless you've got something else you just need to talk about. I mean, I do love all you guys and I miss you guys, but at the same time, I don't know what else to say. The con was better last year. It was better last year for me personally. Not that it was bad this year. I went this year hoping for a great weekend, and I came away with a very good weekend. Which, hey, you know, what am I going to complain about having a very good weekend? You know, of wanting to ace the test and getting a 98 instead. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. You know.
Because there's the novelty of that. You know, that first year for me, and also there were a lot like there were bigger like cabin parties and stuff on various nights that just made that I mean, I remember last year there was, not that this was a good thing, but there was somebody like swinging an axe.
Yeah.
There was just
talk about who that is, but like, yes, there was axe swinging, and I was like, "Dear God, please no."
Yeah. So, like I said, that wasn't a good thing necessarily, but it paints a picture of how kind of wild things were last year, and yeah, so yeah, and there were just kind of moments that were felt like they were more iconic, you know, last year than this year. This year felt very sort of steady and like I said, just went by super fast. So I don't know exactly how to explain it, but yeah, I think last year created more of an impression for me. Like that's the one that's going to stick out in my memory.
Yeah, for me too.
More. You know, there was other stuff that was going on not related specifically to the con that made this weekend very, very special to me, and we're not going to get into that. But con related stuff was, you know, it was still a bunch of fun, and I just loved seeing everybody. And you know, I can't possibly say anything bad about getting to hang with my friends and have a blast.
Like how do I complain about the fact that the weather wasn't great and the con was under construction, and because of some of those factors you kind of had to like be in one place or the other, you know? It is what it is.
That's what it is.
But the upside was everywhere you went, you were welcome.
Yeah. I'm never gonna get used to the fact that you know, that people who I may not know super well were still greeting me with a smile and and open arms. It's weird, but it's because this community is so great.
Yeah.
And there were still people who I know on Twitter who I didn't necessarily connect the dots that you're that person that I regret like not.
There's like probably 12 of them. Like, yeah, for me too. Where it's like, oh, you're that person. Like, and like, literally, do you know who Fox and Brambles is on Twitter?
I do not, but now I'm going to go in search of them.
Because I've been following Fox and Brambles for years, and they were right there in front of me, and I didn't know it was them.
Okay.
Yeah, there were some people right in the Learned Hands meet and greet that I knew very well on Twitter, but I wasn't connecting the dots that it was them, and I was. And then I smacked myself in the forehead. I'm like, oh crap.
Well, like Fox, you met Fox and Brambles. They gave us cookies shaped like dragon eggs.
Yes.
That was somebody that I've followed on Twitter for forever, and I didn't know it was them. But, you know, that's kind of the con experience.
I will say something I want to say quickly, and I did get a chance to talk with them a bit more this year, but Clinton Mary, who I regretted not interacting with a whole lot last year because, it's still, especially last year, it still takes me a lot of effort to be like, I can be comfortable with people, but sorry, go ahead, Stev.
This might surprise you. I have a little bit of a problem with Clint. He won't stop thirsting over me. And I'm like, I'm already internet married, Clint.
No, what I will say is, because it's funny, because I've talked with Mary a lot online.
Sure,
but it's a different thing when you meet
the face to face is whole different,
in person. And so when I walked into one of their panels, which was actually before the meet and greet, I'm pretty sure it was the first time that I'd seen them for the weekend when they were doing a panel. And I just remember I walked into the room and I just sort of, instinctively did like a wave to them as I was looking to sit down. And then they turned, looked at me, waved and smiled back. I was like, oh, it took me back because I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm
oh yeah, I'm actually friends with these people.
Yeah. But and that's such a warm feeling. And that's why that was a big reason why I wanted to make sure I was there for the Learned Hands meet and greet, because I wanted to make sure I had time to interact with them and and other people who were part of the Learned Hands group. And I got to my goal for that was to do a Denny Crane.
Right, and you got there too. You got there, and it was much appreciated by all in attendance.
Yeah.
William, you're going to be down near Houston in July.
Yes.
And I'm going to go down there to meet you, and I'm going to try to convince Mary to come out because she lives in Houston.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Maybe we'll have our own little, we'll do our thing. Yeah.
Texas lunch and dinner.
Right.
Go see a nerdy movie or something.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah. I'll be done with a family reunion, so I'll be ready to just see friends again.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, so there's that. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Laura,
I just want to say yes. I'm happy to see other people watching Foundation. It's a great show. Sorry, just
no, it's fine. I saw the comment. It's like on my radar, but it's not even the next thing I'm gonna watch, but it's on my radar.
Which by the way, Dancing Sean at the con recommended the show Severance to me, and I just watched the first episode. That is crazy good and really kind of disturbing, but it's fantastic.
Right.
So,
Laura, the only problem with Jersey Shore, and I'm sure the pizza is impeccable, is that it's probably a bit cold for beaching in April. I'm just going to guess, right? So, that would be the only downside of doing here Beach Con in Jersey.
She's just trying to.
She
wants to force me to travel outside of Florida for this.
Wait a minute! Its Foundation is on Apple TV. That's why I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Usually I subscribe to Apple TV one time during the year, and then I just binge everything that I've been missing on there, so I don't have to keep it for long. It's not that it's actually one of the cheapest subscription services. So
I ain't got it in me right now, folks. I don't have it in me,
Yeah.
Yep.
But hopefully soon. Mom's been telling me I need to watch Sweet Tooth. Has anybody watched Sweet Tooth?
I've heard about it. I've not watched it.
I think it's an adaptation from a graphic novel.
Okay.
But yeah, she was raving, and my mom doesn't rave. She'll tell me something's good, but she doesn't rave. But she was raving, so I'm like, oh, okay.
But there's so many TV shows. Which actually, on another Top is why I'm actually not put out at all by the writer's strike, because I'm like, hell, pause all TV productions.
Let's catch up.
Just to resolve the strike sooner, and I still have a billion things to catch up with. So so it's
Speaking of writer's strike, totally random, but I saw Pete Davidson today show up at a writer's strike with a bunch of pizzas for them, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't give a crap about you as an actor or an entertainer or whatever, but that's a class act move. That's a classy move.
Yeah.
So, all right, Pete Davidson, not bad. Guys, I'm ready to be done. My back is starting to bother. Okay. So, what do you say we just move this towards the end? So, yeah, keep in mind about Here Beach Con. That's what we want to do next year. And we'd love for you all to join us. It'll probably be like a long weekend over the last weekend in April. That's what we're aiming for right now. So you can, whatever weekend that last weekend in April is, you can start, if you want. You know what? I'm just going to look at the calendar real quick and figure it out. April 2024. So it'd be the 27th and 28th would be the Saturday, Sunday. And that's when we're going to, that's when we're going to set it, come out, go to the beach, play some miniature golf, probably some board games. That's what we do.
And movies. I'll be
and make memories that you will be cherishing on your deathbed. Because that's what every con is for me. I come away with at least a few memories that last me the rest of my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was going to say, Stephen. We're actually
we're pretty much there. It's not going to hurt us to cut off the last 10 minutes or whatever.
No.
So, thank you all for joining us. It was a great, fun conversation. Come back next week where we'll talk about something and we don't know what that is yet.
We'll find out.
But we will in the near future be talking about Star Wars Visions. We'll probably be talking about some what's the thing you said, John, that you wanted to talk about, or the other the D&D movie. You wanted to talk about Visions. I want to talk about the D&D movie. So come back for that. And next week might be something totally else. Somebody might have a great idea for something mom related because it's Mother's Day.
If nothing else, if we can't decide on anything else, just let me come on here and talk about my mom. I can fill up a whole 2 hours about how wonderful she was. So, there might be some tears. Probably will be some tears, but I'd be more than happy to do that as well.
Right on. I'm sorry, this made me laugh. Backgammon.
Yep.
I mean, I'll play backgammon, but man, that is not like when me and William sit down to play a game. We're like, what's the most complicated game we have? Let's do that one.
I'll bring Twilight Imperium one day.
Yeah. Oh my God. Twilight Imperium, or have you ever played a game called Federation and Empire?
I have not played that one. No, I haven't heard of that one.
It's a galaxy-wide, Star Trek intergalactic war game.
I figured it was Star Trek related.
Yeah.
If anybody plays backgammon, I'm gonna sit there and just be in my bald head going, 2 players, 2 sides. One is light, one is dark.
Yep.
Walt, can I tell you a secret? Sorry, that's a lost reference.
It's fine. Yeah,
Locke is cool. I like Locke. Locke is a fun character.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it for me, guys. Right. We're done. I'm out. You're out. William, thank you very much for jumping on earlier to rescue me. John, it happens, buddy. I'm never going to be mad about it.
So sorry.
Look, I've done it before. I've overslept when
At least this time I was honest about it, and there was no way to hide the fact that
I could tell by looking at you,
woke it up. But I think in the past I've concocted some. Granted, it hasn't happened recently. This was a couple of years ago, but I remember
you lied to me.
It happened, and I did concoct some excuse as to why I was running behind. But no,
to save a little face.
I was sleeping.
Look, sometimes an app is just the thing you need. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, John, I'm glad you got to get in here. William, thank you for joining us. Send Kelly our love as well.
I will.
her
She
for-
enjoyed hopping on too. It was fun watching
Yeah.
her smile and laugh and talk with you guys.
Yeah, she's great. We love Kelly around here. And for those of you who were here to watch us and comment, yeah, thanks for joining us. I had a blast. A lot of you were there, and we made some real great memories together. And we'll do it again next year. But yeah, until then, you guys know what it is. The same thing it always is. Peace and be excellent to each other. Bye.